All right, it's KandiShow episode 43. It is December 20th. It's 1:02 Pacific time. I'm Vinny Candice.
I'm Ali Candice.
We're going to do...
Hold up. Hendrix has to introduce himself.
yeah. Who we got here?
What's your name, bro?
Hendrix.
what?
Candice.
Yeah.
I got my 7-year-old. He's on winter break, so he wanted to come over. We always record on Monday, so he's typically in school, but he's here today. So we're going to do some year in review stuff. We said we were going to do it last week. We're going to do our favorite top 5 albums of the year, top 5 songs of the year, top 5 freestyles. Before we get to that, should we talk about the fighter of the year?
The fighter of the year.
Fighter of the year.
Who's that?
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
Your boy Jake Paul, the fighter of the year. That was the first thing I wrote.
Slum
Jake
tyrant,
Paul,
huh?
fighter of the year. But obviously.
Is that how you feel?
It is how I feel, yeah, honestly.
He had a huge push this year.
I'm sure,
huh?
like, if you pull up numbers and everything, I mean, especially numbers, but it's not even that, like, performances. He knocked everybody.
Like pay-per-view buys?
Probably, yeah. He probably outsold everybody. I mean, Conor fought twice. I'm sure that would be his closest comp.
Other
but
than his brother.
Other than his brother, too, yeah. But his brother only fought once, I think, it's Floyd.
Which is
I mean,
Floyd
the thing that I
Mayweather.
saw, I was watching that night just tripping out. Ariel interviewed Logan in the middle of it. I'm thinking, like, the Paul brothers, and they talked about on this, but the Paul brothers pulling power right now is epic.
Insane.
I mean, I'm talking like two of the most powerful people right now.
Yeah.
Like, tell me the powerful, like Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Paul brothers. I mean, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying though. They're up there. They're
in
the top,
entertainment.
they're in the top 30.
In entertainment.
Yeah, in pool and what we do, people watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Crazy
anyway,
shit. I'm surprised he slumped him like
face
that.
planted him, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of, to be honest, it was kind of a boring fight. But people said it was like boring fights. Like knockout. Boxing fights are always, like, to me, pretty boring. Unless people really, like, there's never, like, a lot of action in boxing for real.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I just figured we'd say Jake Paul is the fighter of the year. He fought, it was 4 times in 13 months. So I think he fought 3 times this year. And then the first one was, like, the end of last year. But I'm sure just numbers wise, and honestly, like, just for the sake of momentum, and I'm curious what's next now.
I was seeing that he was considering switching to MMA next year.
Yeah, because George Masvidal came out after he called him out. He was like, "You can come over to UFC," but, like, I mean, that just ruins.
He won't fight him.
No, he won't go to MMA either.
Well,
Jake
he
Paul,
might go to MMA, but he won't fight MMA fighters.
He went out of the way to say that if he trained for 2 years, he could beat Tyrone in MMA too. But he ain't going there. That ain't happening, especially with this boxing train running. So
yeah.
Anyway, I just want to say shout out to Jake Paul. He face planted Tyron Woodley in the 6th round. It was really, really bad.
Yeah.
And then only other thing is, I mean, there was the little UFC fight nights. But I didn't talk to this. I purposely said this. Derek Lewis was plus 120 and got a knockout in that first round. He knocked out the cop, Chris Dawkins, and he became the most knockouts in UFC history.
Did we both choose Lewis?
We both took Lewis in that, yeah. I had the parlay that I said on the well, I didn't bet the fight anyway. But Cub ended up knocking out Darren Elkins in the first round. Remember I was going to take Darren Elkins?
Yeah.
Cub won the bonus. First round knockout, yeah.
Damn.
But,
with what?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Something?
I just saw the results. I didn't even see it. But I didn't see the Derek Lewis knockout either. What was that night?
Saturday.
Saturday. It was Hendrix's birthday party. And they started earlier, and then I was focused on getting the Jake Paul Woodley fight. Yeah. That's when like, I cared more about the Jake Paul Woodley fight than the whole UFC card. It was a fight night card, which wasn't exciting. I had no money on it. But But Derek Lewis became the most knockouts in UFC history. Cub Swanson got a first-round knockout on there. The one guy who was 20-1 or 19-1, he ended up beating Carlos Diego Ferreira, which was one I'm pretty sure we called. And then the only other thing I want to tell you is Bilal Muhammad dominated Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
I didn't. Went all 3 rounds. Bilal Muhammad dominated him. Bilal Muhammad beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
By decision?
Yeah, I was saving that to tell you, by decision. But beat him up. It was domination. That's what I read everywhere.
Wow.
Went all 3 rounds of Bilal Muhammad, and then Bilal called out Usman and Leon Edwards.
Damn.
But I thought that was a big win.
That's a
that
solid
was one
performance
that was a solid
if
win
that's
for
how
Bilal.
it went. Yeah.
But let's do, before we get to the top 5, just last little thing. We went and saw the new Spider-Man on Friday.
How was it?
So I want to say, what's it called? Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay. So first and foremost, and I was saving this because I thought it was really interesting. So
get the mic a little closer. Just
okay.
In case.
It has been picking it up better than it used to, by the way. But the mic, but so it starts off. It's a new Spider-Man character, some little actor guy who's popular now. But It starts off with basically like the whole first hour is he has all the bad guys from all the previous Spider-Mans locked in like a dungeon, right? Yeah. And that part I was really confused about. Like it was like they were doing like black magic on all the bad guys in this like underground tunnel. And who's the mixed girl? Is that Zoe Saldana? MJ. Yeah. But I think Zoe Saldana in real life. But
Zendaya?
Zendaya? Is it Zendaya? That might be it. Who's Zoe Saldana?
I don't think it's a person.
Okay.
I mean, Vinny and I both live under rocks. Like, we don't know people like
but I
that.
saw this movie.
I know what she looks like.
Yeah.
I know her face.
You've seen the pictures of this new Spider-Man?
I've seen her.
Yeah, that is Zendaya. That's her name.
Zendaya?
I think you're right, actually.
Something like that.
I don't know where I'm getting that, but MJ. Yeah. We're talking about her real name in real life. Mm-hmm. But and then so first off, they're having a powwow. Like all the bad guys are locked in the dungeon. Well, they're like talking to the new Spider-Man and MJ like about how we're gonna go. I don't know, get their powers back or something. But and then once all the bad guys all leave together, they leave together as a unit with Spider-Man to like Spider-Man's like going out of his way to help the guy with who's the guy with the big tentacles? The big tentacles. Yeah, the octopus guy or what's his name? Dr. Octopus. There we go. So Dr. Octopus was like, his octopus turned on him and was like, he had no control of his octopus anymore. So Spider-Man had to like go help him put back the whatever material they needed to get his things back working. But anyway, and then once they fixed him, then the bad guys turned bad again. And then the other trippy part was that all three Spider-Mans came back. Tobey Maguire, the first one. The second one, what's the guy's name? The tall guy with long hair? You told me, Andrew Garfield. He was the second Spider-Man, and then now we have this new little kid who's the Spider-Man.
And they're all Spider-Man?
And they're all Spider-Man. They like come back to help the new Spider-Man, and because I knew how to beat Green Goblin, and it's Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield, the guy who played the next Spider-Man, and then this new Spider-Man. They're all together. It was super weird to me.
It was like a clone.
A clone?
Yeah.
Spider-Man clone? But those were real Spider-Mans. Those were all like the Spider-Mans from the past. So I guess because since they brought all the bad guys from the past, they brought the three Spider-Mans from the past. It was really, really weird.
How was Tobey Maguire looking?
Like Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Same. Was he good?
Yeah, he was cool. We left early.
That was my Spider-Man.
We can't ever make it past like an hour and a half. So yeah, we didn't even make it to the end. Yeah. Hendrix is the one. He did that when we saw Jungle Cruise, and then
you wanted to leave, bro. Yeah. You couldn't wait till the end?
Like, Dad, I'm bored. Let's go. And we're like, all right, let's go. It's the second movie in a row. We saw Jungle Cruise with The Rock and then the Spider-Man. But
yeah.
Anyway, you have any more takes on Spider-Man? No? Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah.
You did like it? Hendrix liked it, though, so.
We
did see it in 3D. And we actually started, this is the last thing on Spider-Man. We watched it. We actually got there like a couple minutes late. It started playing for like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. And then... Yeah. They kept being like, it was like blurry a little bit. And we're like, why is it blurry? And then to my head, I was like, maybe they just didn't really make this movie for 100% for 3D. Like it was for maybe standard or like the 4DX. And literally like 10, 15 minutes in, it restarts. It goes back to the restarting intro. And we're like, what the fuck? Did we not miss it? And it comes back on and the 3D was better. So they must have put the wrong tape in up top. So we thought it was funny because like not only did we miss it for 10, 15 minutes, we ended up not because they restarted it. And we're like, but we didn't know why they restarted it at first. But then I could tell the 3D was better.
Yeah.
But
I haven't seen the 3D movie.
What?
We didn't know who killed the people. Remember in London?
We didn't know who killed the people.
No.
Okay, who was it?
We don't know.
We don't know.
No.
Oh, okay.
In Spider-Man?
Well, Spider-Man's like a bad guy now too. Everyone kind of hated him, right?
Yeah. They was talking about there's like clones.
There was clones.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, again, we didn't see the last hour because we left early, so I'm not even sure the ending. But I was already tripped out from the beginning, so
yeah, that's weird having them all return.
It was weird, and all the bad guys doing like a powwow together.
Imagine if they did Batman like that.
It would just
be
super
like so
weird.
Confusing.
It was super weird. I didn't get it. Like I was like, where are they taking us? And not only that, they started off with like some real like black magic thing in the beginning. This wizard. I don't know. First off, there was never wizards in Spider-Man. No, his name's Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Oh, Doctor Strange is
okay. Well, I never seen Doctor Strange. And but he did some like black magic spell. Like he's put a spell on everybody at the beginning, so they'd all forget who the real Spider-Man was. It was really weird. But shout out to Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man though is probably my favorite superhero.
Really? Mm-hmm. How about you, Hendrix?
Favorite.
That's your favorite too? Spider-Man? Dang.
Yeah. That's what's up.
I'm a Superman guy.
Superman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so let's get into our album or our review stuff.
There we
let's
go.
save top 5 albums. Let's go from like let's do freestyle songs and albums. I feel like that's the right way.
Cool.
Let's do top freestyles. We don't have to go too much deep on this. Let's go from 5 to 1. I'll do 5. You did it in order, right?
Yeah, we'll introduce it a little better.
Okay, sorry. So we said last week we're gonna do our album or our year in review, just stuff. So this one, it's our top 5 favorite freestyles. So they could have been anywhere. A lot of mine are LA Leakers or I-95s. Throughout the years, too, I think, too, don't forget this year was a little different because of COVID. So I do think, like, one's, what's, like, the British dudes we like and stuff. There wasn't as much as that. Fire in the Booth.
Fire in the Booth.
Yeah, Fire in the Booth. There wasn't as much. Charlie Sloth.
Yeah.
We didn't
Sway
see,
in the
I didn't see
Morning.
like a Tim Westwood. Sway did start this new thing, but they weren't
just
that good.
started.
But
Yeah.
Tim Westwood, I didn't see a lot of. I didn't even see a lot of Funk Flexes this year because they were in New York. Probably people had to wear masks in those buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
But LA Leakers did stay pretty consistent.
They were the main one.
Yeah.
Other than
I-95. 4 of my 5 are I-95. I mean, 4 of my 5 are LA Leakers. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 out of my 5.
So, all right, let's get into it. Number 5, you want to go first? This is our top 5 favorite freestyles from 2021.
Okay, number 5, I have Marlon Craft on I-95.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm thinking I'm going to make this a clip, and I think I'm going to play a little play of their video.
He dropped a new song, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Robert Ory freestyle. I didn't listen to it, but I saw it.
But, yeah, my number 5 is Marlon Craft on I-95. Did you like that freestyle?
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool. All right, so my number 5, I'm doing J. Cole on the LA Leakers.
You have a number 5, huh?
I have a number 5, yeah.
Okay, number 4, I have Papoose on I-95. Yes, sir.
I have that on my list as well. My number 4 is Big Sean on the LA Leakers.
Oh, you ended up putting that on there,
I put it on there,
I was debating about that.
Because I actually like that one more than J. Cole, honestly.
Really?
That's why I have it number 4, clearly.
Yeah, I have J. Cole pretty high up.
We kind of went off the Big Sean's chain, but when I went back and looked at it, that was still one of the better freestyles, the Big Sean one. But yeah.
Well, my number 3 actually is J. Cole on LA Leakers.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that freestyle a lot.
Yeah. I went back and just watched that one today, actually.
Yeah, me too. That one still hits for me. The Big Sean one's cool too, but
yeah,
I like the other ones.
You were off the Big Scent from the Russ album recently, but you liked the Big Sean one a lot.
I liked it when it came out, and then that project I didn't like, and then it kind of ruined the Big Sean love for me a little this year.
So my number 3 is Alex's favorite artist, G-Eazy on LA Leakers. That's how I felt. I just loved his energy in that freestyle. I had to put it on there.
Damn.
I went back to make sure too, but yeah. So G-Eazy, LA Leakers, number 3.
Where am I number 2 now? Yeah. Number 2, I have Millie's on LA Leakers. Yeah.
I went back and saw that one too, but so I couldn't put it over any of these other ones. But. Yeah.
Millie's is a new artist that's been I've been playing a lot recently.
Okay. Do you want me to get to my favorite first, and then you can do your favorite? Okay. So it's not one of these, right? Something different.
It's
one of those. Okay. Anderson wants to tell you his favorite freestyle. Tell him.
Ray Vaughn.
Oh, Ray Vaughn. Well, that's gonna be my number 1. So number 2 is gonna be Papoose on I-95. That's who Alec had number 4, but that's my number 2.
Okay, and my number 1. I guess all 3 of us have the same number 1. What is it?
Ray Vaughn.
Yep.
Ray Vaughn.
Ray
on
Vaughn.
LA Leakers.
LA Leakers on TD. And if you know what's funny, if you search LA Leakers on YouTube, that's the one at the top. They did that on purpose because they knew that's the best freestyle by far. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Somebody actually commented. We did a Russ LA Leakers freestyle reaction last week, and someone posted to do the Ray Vaughn one. But the Ray Vaughn, when that first dropped, that shit was incredible. But it's not even close, that one. And that's how I feel with all mine. My top 5s were all kind of hard, but I feel like my number 1s on all of them aren't even close to the even number 2. But yeah, number 1 is Ray Vaughn, LA Leakers freestyle. If you haven't seen it, it's by far the best freestyle of the year.
Like you said, though, there weren't many.
No, there weren't.
There weren't many to choose from.
Because I went through stuff and looked through it, and that's what the thing I came up on was, and it's because of COVID.
Were there any ones that were close to making your list that didn't, or no?
There was a Benny the Butcher one, I think on I-95 like 6 months ago, but it just wasn't that good to me. It just wasn't better than J. Cole, which was number 5, so you had to beat J. Cole out.
J. Cole's was hard for me. I'm surprised he did number 5. Which ones did he put above it? Papoose, obviously.
Big Sean, G-Eazy, Papoose, and Ray Vaughn.
The G-Eazy's are random.
I just like the G-Eazy vibe for this year for some reason. Yeah. He's in this little bag that I like. Because I know, the thing I know about G-Eazy? Like, I know the path he's went down. It's been some dark, I can't say this, like a lot of girls, a lot of drinking, a lot of partying, you know, and it's hard to come out of that and maybe still have your sense. And he went like super hard on it. Yeah. So to come out the sense, notice that he went through this whole dark thing, to come out and like be talking his shit, like I forget what his real name is, but there was a song, Gerald, yeah Gerald's back or some shit. Like he would just come out and say some talk shit. And again, some people don't make it out of there to come out and talk some shit. And I know the fucking dark path he was down for a minute. I mean, again, I was working at Novus 7 years ago, and he was up on the stage dancing during the 4th of July party. Not that that means anything, but I'm just saying I know the path he went down. So to come out now still talking his shit and have a little vibrato to him, I like that shit. And I heard it a couple times, a song, the freestyle. So yeah.
I've been showing Millie's a lot of love. I've been playing this shit constantly. When that first Davies Millie's album came out, Pablo and Blanca, when I first played through, first off, I didn't like Millie's in the beginning. Well, I didn't dislike him. I just didn't know him. But now that I've been watching his freestyles, and I watch a few interviews, and he's a real pure dude. No, he is cool. So I've been liking his music a lot, and I really like that freestyle.
Did we ever go back and look if we ended up posting that video, or did we not go through the whole thing?
We did the reaction to Pablo and Blanca.
We did one, right?
Yeah.
We did a video though, a video reaction.
Yeah,
it's on here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, but I've been showing Millie's a lot of love. That was the only one that was kind of random. You knew everyone else that was probably putting on.
I saw that today when I went through it. But again, it couldn't get over my top 5. So, all right, that's our top 5 freestyles. Let's do our top 5 songs of the year. And these are, I guess, because this is another thing too. There was a couple songs that I was thinking about putting, but I stuck just to rap.
Yeah. Well, let's do top 5 rap songs of the year. That's what this is, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there was other songs like that I liked a lot that I didn't put on here.
Okay.
But they might not have made it anyway. Like I'm very certain with my top 5 rap songs, and I'm not sure they would have. But I'm saying if I would, there's some songs I could have gave love to. But these are all definitely 5 rap songs.
All right. So these are top 5 rap songs of 2021.
That's right.
Do you want to start us off this one?
Yeah. So my number 5 is. My number 5 is Seeing Green, which was Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Drake. So Drake didn't get a lot of love in the albums this year. Like I said, people don't even think Drake's album was that good, and he's pulling all his Grammy stuff so Kanye can win. But I do think there's 2 songs that Drake had outstanding this year, and Drake's Seeing Green freestyle. That whole song was great, but that had like that old school when they first all came out together. Nicki Minaj, Wayne, and Drake. Yeah. And that's a Nicki Minaj song too, which was kind of hard. I thought that made it harder too, because she came out and dropped, and she only dropped like 2 songs. She redid that mixtape or whatever she put on Spotify, and with the drop. With the re-release, she had the 2 new songs, and that Seeing Green song was hard.
Was that a re-release? That wasn't a new album?
That was a new song. It was like her first mixtape or something, and then they were able to put them on Spotify. Okay. So number 5 is Seeing Green, Nicki Minaj, Drake, and Lil Wayne.
All right. Well, I think we might have it a little flipped, because my number 5 is Lemon Pepper Freestyle by Drake. First off, I was just researching. I didn't realize it was 2021. That seems like
that's
such a long time
take.
ago.
I mean, you already started my take, but
yeah, Lemon Pepper Freestyle is my number 5.
Yeah, I won't give it into it yet. I'll wait till I get to mine. But
okay.
Yeah. So you want to say number 4? Yeah. Okay. So my number 4 song.
Devil Rolls Up.
And who's it by? Just say that one. 80 Empire.
80 Empire.
So number 4 is Devil Rolls Up by 80 Empire. This was an album it dropped in January.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get into this in the album thing too, but like there was a good like 5-6 months where there wasn't much music. It wasn't until like J. Cole dropped something in May, and I don't forget that. You know, and there was for a while. So it's like that was like probably the best album in the first half of the year for me personally.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to give it its love. You know, and then we've gotten close. Now there's been some stuff that dropped, but remember until J. Cole dropped, there wasn't much, and that was like the only thing for the whole beginning of the year.
80 Empire number 4.
Yeah, Devil's Rolls Up, the song.
Yeah.
By 80 Empire. I'm just saying that album dropped in January, and I'm saying that album.
You were saying J. Cole.
No, I was saying until J. Cole dropped in May, none of the big artists dropped. There was nothing. We were waiting for Drake. We were waiting for Kanye, J. Cole. 80 Empire kind of carried it for the first almost half of the year.
At least for us too.
For us too, yeah. That's what this is about. So my number 4 song is Devil Rolls Up by 80 Empire.
Okay.
And let me tell the artists that are on there real quick. It's Evil Ebenezer, Kid Vicious, Lindsay Nix, and Alex St. Kills. I wrote everybody just to give them a shout out.
Okay, my number 4 is Off the Grid by Kanye West off of Donda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite song on that album.
Is it?
So, yeah.
Kanye, I mean, they all kill that verse. Polo G, and even Kanye kills that verse at the end too.
Yeah.
But all right, my number 3 is Keep My Spirit Alive off of Donda, which is Kanye featuring Conway and Westside Gunn.
Yeah, it's a good one. My number 3 actually is "Seeing Green" by Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Drake.
I didn't know you remembered it. I didn't know you were gonna have.
No, I love that song. I was listening to that every day. It was just it was
Did you know I was gonna have it on there or no?
No, I didn't think you were.
Yeah. Okay.
But it had like a real nostalgia feeling, you know, and they all spit. Lil Wayne killed that verse. Nicki killed the verse. Drake killed it. It was just like a nostalgia. A 2010 type feel, you know, and then with the whole crew on it, the instrumental was amazing. They all murdered it, and I was playing that like every day. So, so "Seeing Green," Nicki Minaj, Drake, Lil Wayne,
and that's your number 3, right? I went first on this one. Okay. So my number 2 is "Jesus King" Part 2 from Donda, which is Kanye, Jay Electronica. I did Part 2 just because you might as well just add all the verses on there. Jay Electronica, Sheek Luch, Jadakiss, and Styles P. Honestly, I think Jay Electronica probably is the verse of the year on that song. So, "Jesus King" Part 2 by Kanye West.
Okay, my number 2 is actually "Devil Rolls Up" by AD Empire.
You did have it on there.
Yeah.
Good, yeah,
that was my song. I probably played that song the most all year.
Early in the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
First off, I only listen to music when I'm like going to the gym or at the gym. So typically, it's all like very what's even the
gritty
word?
rap,
gritty and like
motivational.
I don't even like to say motivational. That word's like a little cringy
energy
to me. Yeah, but no, that's really what it is. Motivational. But "Devil Rolls Up," that shit is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so "Devil Rolls Up," AD Empire is my number 2.
So we did have. I wondered if you were gonna put it on there, but I was gonna say you should have if you didn't.
No, I did my true list.
I remember how much you liked at the beginning. And then so my number 1 is "Lemon Pepper's Freestyle" by Drake featuring Rick Ross. And a couple things, you know, first and foremost, Drake typically does that last song, and it's that Lemon Pepper Freestyle thing. It's that introspective thing, like the ride and Do Not Disturb. But he did the Lemon Pepper Freestyle when we were all waiting for the album. He delayed it and then he dropped it. And the reason it really stood out to me, a couple things. It was in March when I was in Disney World, and it dropped when I was there. So I remember literally going to the gym that morning, lifting. I just kept listening to that song over and over and over because it was one of those songs that you really wanted to hear what he was saying. Not only that, it was that song this year, which when that song drops, everyone raps over it, which they did. Yeah. That was the song. If you pull up Lemon Pepper Freestyle, everyone went over that. I mean, from Ray Vaughn, the guy who we said had the best freestyle this year, which is an incredible song. Courtney Bell, the other rapper we like a lot. But those are just a couple that people don't know about. But everyone went over that Lemon Pepper Freestyle. So I just think impact and just to show Drake love. But I think that song was the best song of the year.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm not sure it was even close.
Yeah. Well, that was my number 5. Yeah. Okay, my number 1 is definitely a sleeper, and definitely one of my most played songs is "Prayer for Me" by Trey the Truth, My Son, and Big Crit.
Okay, nice.
That's my everyday play, you know? And that's what I'm going back to. It's like the songs I listen to.
It was about what we play.
Yeah, and I listen to that song every single morning to start my day. Is "Prayer for Me" by Trey the Truth, My Son, and Big Crit is on there too. And Pastor, let me bring it up real quick, so I'm not disrespectful, but you know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would play it through the album to see if I want to make it on my top 5.
Let me go back.
While he's doing that, so again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I went 5, "Seeing Green," 4, "Devil Rolls Up," 3, "Keep My Spirit Alive," 2, "Jesus King" Part 2, and 1, "Lemon Pepper Freestyle."
Pastor Stephen Green. Yeah. And that's "If You're Scared, Stay Inside" is the project. But yeah, the song's hard as fuck. But my top 5 were "Lemon Pepper Freestyle" number 5, "Off the Grid" number 4, "Seeing Green" number 3, "Prayer for Me." Oh no, "Devil Rolls Up" number 2, and "Prayer for Me" number 1. So there we go.
Those are our top 5 rap songs for 2021.
Okay.
All right. So we saved the best for last, just because for me personally, this one took the most work and just figuring out which I want to put on there for sure.
Yeah.
You want to go first this time or me?
I'll go first this time. So what is
this? Is our top 5 albums, top 5 rap albums for 2021.
Okay, cool.
Alex going first with his number 5.
All right, my number 5, and kind of like you said, he kind of started off the mainstream rap push. Up until his album, there wasn't much music. And J. Cole Off Season, number 5. Yeah. Okay. And I actually went back to it. I do have 2 songs that I go back and play through, like 100 Mil and
Pride is the Devil.
Pride is the Devil.
My
100
Life.
Mil. I don't go back to My Life that much, but those two are my plays that I go back and play through a lot. And I've been disappointed with J. Cole's discography up until this point.
Yeah.
And the album's actually pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else I could really ask for from a J. Cole album. So.
Yeah, that's the thing I thought about too. Like to me, I do think it is one of the better J. Cole albums, but it still didn't make my top 5. Just
really?
Because I could have put over these other 5 for sure. So,
but that's my number 5.
It was in consideration. So my number 5 is Autograph by Joel Ortiz. I went back and listened to that, and it's like it was between that. I was looking at Russ, I was looking at J. Cole, and just that from body of work. I liked more songs than the other two. You know, like I liked more songs on that one than like the J. Cole. Like J. Cole, there's like 3 songs. You know, the Joel Ortiz there's like 8 of 11, and that's just really being rough. You know, like I could maybe say 10 of 11. There's only like one song I really didn't care for. You know, and there was rap. It had all different styles of music. And that was the same thing with Russ. I was considered Russ Trump too, possibly. But like that was just all rap. I still think like Joel Ortiz, he had still rapidy rap stuff. And the music just sounded a little bit better.
It's like a completed project.
Well, exactly.
I might as well say it. My number 4 is Joel Ortiz Autograph.
That's good then.
Yeah.
I was happy you made it on there. Okay, so your number 4 is Autograph Joel Ortiz. You feel the same way, right?
It's an amazing album. Amazing album. It's a complete project.
That's what I'm saying. What, 11 songs or what is it? 13 songs? I'm drawing a blank of what it was.
I think it's 13, but every song is good.
I was like
there's
9
like
out of
one
13
silly instrumental. Yeah. But that project's amazing.
Yeah.
But okay, so Joel Ortiz Autograph is my number 4.
Wait till number 1 at the end and you can say it. All right, so my number 4 is "We're All Alone in This Together" by Dave. And that one, just when I went back and looked at it, first off, there was a couple songs on my favorite of the year 2021. But again, it's kind of the Joel Ortiz thing. Just when I played through it from start to finish, I just really enjoy it. And I couldn't say the same thing about the J. Cole one or even the, you know. Yeah, but that was in consideration.
My number 3 is "We're All Alone in This Together" by Dave. Are you kidding me, dog?
My number 4. Yeah. And again, here's another thing. There wasn't many great albums.
There was a lot of good albums.
Well, good.
Honestly, I thought there's a lot of good albums. I had a hard time with this.
See, but like, and that's the thing. Like the J. Cole for me, just there's 3 songs. That doesn't make it.
But bro, you have to think about it.
That's not great. That's barely good.
Typically, we get like 3 hard rap albums a year. We got a few. I mean, we got like 7, 8 decent rap albums this year. You know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I really did.
Go back
typically,
and look,
we don't get this much music. You know.
Yeah.
I think it just was like a late end of the year push that we started to get some things, but
possibly.
Yeah. I had a lot of albums I love this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so your number 3 is "We're All in This Together" by Dave. Okay. So my number 3 is, we talked about this on the top 5 songs. That's what the Devil Rolls Up, but is "Legacy" by 80 Empire. Again, kind of even what he said, it did take a while for music to start coming out this year. But like for the first half of the year, that album was incredible. The intro is incredible. The Devil Rolls Up, the song with shout out to Fred the Godson, rest in peace. But that song, I'm drawing a blank on that song called. But when I went back and looked at it, and like you said, there are some of the part of the second half that aren't as good. But even like the ones where the kids are singing and stuff, there's some really good interludes that make up for the songs that weren't really good. So, in overall, just amount of songs that were really good, a lot of those interludes. Yeah, I got to go 80 Empire, a Legacy, number 3.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I consider that in my number 5 spot. It's just I only like 4 songs out of like 25 or something, you know. Number 2 is "If You're Scared, Stay Inside" by Trade the Truth and My Son. Again, probably my most replayed album of the year. I go back. First off, the whole album is amazing. It's all principal rap shit, and it's my most played album this year for a reason.
That's number 2?
That's my number 2. Yeah. And it is like, it's not like a complete project. There is like, they do have different tones to it.
That's why I think I didn't put it on.
There are different tones to it, but just the rap is so phenomenal. I mean, I think they're 2 of the best OGs in the game, Trade the Truth and My Son. And again, like, there's a few songs I play every single day, and that's hard for me. Like, it's hard to make that. The only album that's really done that was Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. That's done that for me.
Yeah.
So if you're scared, stay inside. Trade the Truth, My Son, number 2.
And I think that's what I was looking for, like complete projects, and because like that's what I felt with Rush Chom. Just seemed like a bunch of rap songs, but maybe not like a full album, just a bunch of rap.
But
songs.
The energy that you get from that album is just different.
Yeah,
you know, it's different. 2 OGs like that. It's all principal rap, and they do have some songs they're singing. It's a little different. You know, there's not a single miss on that song. You know, Big Crit's verse is killer on that. You know, it's an amazing album. So.
All right, so my number 2. No, you can do number 1. My number 2 is King's Disease 2 by Nas. Just from start to finish, it's one that I can just play through. And again, it's hard for me to do that. Mm-hmm. And there was a point also too where that was like the only album I thought was really good for the whole year. Mm-hmm. Until some of the other ones that came out later in the year. But yeah, King's Disease 2 by Nas is my number 2 album.
Yeah, my number 1 is King's Disease 2.
Is it number 1? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, kind of like we've been saying, it's rapidy rap plus it's in complete picture. Yeah. There's not a single song that doesn't fit. It's not just the same tone the whole way through. It's a perfect hip hop album, He has from Nas, the greatest or one of the greatest rappers of all time,
To win a Grammy off King's Disease 1 last year and then to do this one, I think this one was better, but this one got nominated for a Grammy as well. And also had Lauryn Hill on there. Lauryn Hill's best verse in years was on there. Blast, that guy has been really popular. That Brunch on Sundays, whatever that song's called. Yeah.
When I think of a hip hop album, this fits that whole stature, and from one of the best that I was ever done it, if not the best ever,
That part.
So King's Disease 2, number 1 by Nas.
All right. And then my number 1, it's not even close for me, to be honest, but Hendrix wants to say it. What's the number 1?
Donda, Kanye.
Nice. Donda by Kanye West. Mm-hmm. So this one, it goes back to this thing of like the songs that I go back and play to this day, like to right this second. Mm-hmm. It's that album. And it's not only that I go back and play it, it's like multiple songs. Like, and again, there is a lot of songs, so that does, and that was kind of the 80 Empire thing, but I couldn't let it take me away from, even like you said, the 4 songs of 80 Empire, how much of an impact those 4 songs. And for Donda's sake, it's like 7 songs. I went and counted. It's basically 7 songs that I go back and play. And again, that's out of 27. Now, of the 7 songs, some of the songs that like I don't go back and play as much that I know like a lot of people like The Life of the Party with Andre 3000. Like Andre 3000 always was, I haven't loved him as much as everyone did. Like the way people talk about Andre 3000 is like how I feel about Jay Electronica, but to say he has Andre 3000's best verse on the album, Jay Electronica's best verse on the album, Jay-Z's best verse of the year, Jay Electronica's best verse of the year, Andre 3000's best verse of the year, Jay-Z's best verse of the year, and then again on top of that, and I'm not like a big Bible or Christian guy or nothing, so I think that might turn some people off per se, but to me what it really was, and you could hear it in the verses, like for example Off the Grid and these guys, it's more just, it was like a dark verse, light verse for everybody. So no matter what it was, whether it was Conway and Westside Gunn on Keep My Spirit Alive, or on top of Jay Electronica, which he always is a dark verse light, but Chic Luch and Jaden Styles P, it was always dark verse light on their verses. And again, Kanye did do a lot of like talking about Jesus and stuff, but it was more at the end of the day, it's just light versus dark, and he's trying to push this light figure. So not only did he have all these people rapping about this dark versus light verse, at the end of the day, that's still good content. You would rather push some kind of good energy if possible. And the other thing too was, we did this Kanye deep dive this year, right? And I took it into account, when we went back and looked at all the Kanye stuff, you could feel the spirit in there, and I kept that aware. So when I went back and listened to this album, you feel that. I can feel the spirit. He brought a lot of the Donda, what's the choir he has? Sunday service. There's a lot of the Sunday service verses in there, and that in itself, that Sunday service spirit that I heard on a lot of songs, I don't hear in a lot of these other albums. So there was, so to have all these big artists' best verses, not to be pushing these verses that are good verse light, to have the most songs that I go back and play, and we did this Kanye West deep dive this year, and I guess Kanye's never won best album of the year either, and I guess that's what I read. Drake actually pulled out his albums just so Kanye could win this year. That's not why I think it was best album. I think it's the best album. Come my ears say so, but yeah, my number 1 album is Donda by Kanye West.
Okay.
Yep. So you go back to do your 5. I'll go back and do my 5.
All right, number 5, J. Cole, Off Season. I lost my list. Number 4, Autograph by Joel Ortiz. Number 3, We're All Alone in This Together, Dave. Number 2, If You're Scared, Stay Inside, Trade the Truth in My Song. And number 1, King's Disease 2, Nas.
All right. And then my number 5 was Autograph by Joel Ortiz. Number 4, We're All Alone in This Together by Dave. Number 3, Legacy by 80 Empire. Number 2, King's Disease 2 by Nas. And number 1, Donda by Kanye West.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a little surprised you put Donda there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because first off, going 5 for 27 isn't that good, or 7 for 27.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. It's like all the biggest artists, best verses, I guess.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I preferred 7, but there were still other impactful songs that I might not necessarily liked as much, but I still give it credit when I'm looking at the whole album. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I take an album as the whole album, for it to be best album for me, like I have to enjoy the whole album, and like I can't play like at all. I can't even listen to the instrumentals for like 60% of it, you know? That's why it's like hard for me to put it in there. And I knew you were going to make it your number 1, so that's why I kept trying to go back and listen to what you were saying, but just couldn't find anything there for me. And again, personally.
I mean, like I said, in my top 5 songs, 2 of them, I didn't want to put all Kanye songs on there. Yeah. Not only are they 7 of the songs I go back to, I think they're 7 of the top 15 songs this year. So it's, that has to impactful as well. But yeah, of course, there's some songs, but I feel that with, honestly, all the albums, there's some songs I could skip, but overall, and again, it's impact of those songs. Keep My Spirit Alive, Jesus King Part 2. I think Jay Electronica has the best verse of the year, And like I said, even like I didn't put Off the Grid. I think Off the Grid's an incredible song. I didn't put Lord I Need You, which has that verse, that same song and that Trey the Sioux song we said. But that Lord I Need You, I almost put it on my top 5 songs. Off the Grid, I almost put on my top 5 songs. I already had Keep My Spirit Alive, Jesus King Part 2. Right. I really like Jail with Jay-Z when I go back and listen. I didn't even like that song as much at the beginning. But
I still don't like that song.
Yeah, I like that song more now. But
okay.
Yeah, so
all right, cool. Shout out to Kanye.
Yeah, shout out to Kanye West. I think he's gonna win the Grammys too, based on that's what Drake said he pulled out of, but we'll see. All right, so that's our top 5 albums of the year, top 5 songs, and top 5 freestyles. Do you have anything you want to
add? Not really. I mean, Drake didn't make either of our top 5 albums.
Yeah.
Is there anything surprising about my list, or?
No, I had a good.
Did you anticipate my list?
I had a good idea of like I was, I am a little.
Was there any shocker there?
No. I mean, the thing is, we talk so much. I figured I didn't know if you were gonna put the Dave one on there. So
I'm very surprised you went with that. Yeah. I thought that was gonna be my sleeper that you didn't even think of. But.
Yeah. So that one, I didn't know you would put it on there, and then but I thought if you thought about it, you would. So I'm not too shocked. Nas, I guess not. Nothing really.
If you're scared, stay inside. That didn't even make your list.
I knew you'd like that one, yeah. So I knew you were gonna put it, but I didn't make my list.
That's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because you like those guys. I don't know what's missing there.
I was looking for I guess body of work, and that's what.
That body of work is phenomenal. Yeah. Like there's not a single skip. It's all principle shit. Like, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
that one's a shocker for me.
It reminded me of Russ. It reminded me of Russ Chomp too. Like, why didn't Russ make it on your? I mean, I guess you just obviously didn't like it more than any of the top 5.
Well, honestly, it probably would. It just hasn't. I haven't given it enough time to live.
Right, but it was close, right?
And from my 5 spot.
Yeah.
But Trey the Truth, they made my top 2. I mean, that album, what they're saying in those songs is I mean, there's not a single Bigger Man album. The only reason why they didn't make it number 1 is because there's not a complete.
So so that's what I'm saying. They're not painting over Nas King's Disease 2 then.
Because they're not painting like a whole picture. Like Nas, it's like, it's like a movie. Theirs is just grit rap for 13. And they do have a little bit of that, but it's not as complete. Nas is literally like when you think of hip hop and what you want from an album, Nas completed it. Every little segment of hip hop, every box is checked on that Nas album, you know?
And honestly, that's what I do feel even about Donda, even though you're saying there's all these skips. Again, like you said, you aren't caring to listen to anything soft at this point. And I do think even the songs I don't like, it fits the album from start to finish correctly. Doesn't mean I'm going to go back and play the songs all the time. Yeah. But I do feel from start to finish, even the songs I don't really care. It's not that I don't like them. It's just I don't need to play them right now. But there are other albums where I just don't like the sound of it. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones
there's not a single song you don't even dislike the sound on Donda?
Not really.
That's a
not
shocker.
Really. Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
We
typically have the same music. I have to skip 70% of that album. I went back because I knew you were putting it your number 1. I skipped so many. Like some of the verses are just awful. Yeah. The instrumentals, some of them like.
I mean, you have to pull up those ones again. Even on the verses of some of the guys I don't like, the content was important. Again,
but they're still bad rappers.
It was all dark verse light. But even like this one, for Off the Grid, we don't like Polo G. You've never played a Polo G song in your life.
I like Kanye's
but that made top 5
verse
song of the year. And that's the thing too. Yeah. Kanye killed a lot of the verses.
No, Kanye did kill a lot of it.
Even some of the songs that I don't go back and play, there's some Kanye verses that I really like. I just don't care to play the whole song. I don't know.
Does the Donda Deluxe not show any of the features?
No,
none of them do, huh?
Mm-mm. So you can't ever see the features.
Yeah, that would have to help.
But again, I just think like musicaltation and like some of the songs where I don't go play through, it's just like some of the choir or some of the even the chants. It all fits right. And again, that's kind of what you're saying even with the King's Disease too. From start to finish, I like the whole body of work. And
that's such a shock to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like it might be like my 9 or 10.
That's good. At least it made top 10.
But, yeah.
And again, it's that thing too. Kanye. I think that album the songs will last long, just like it did when we went back and listened to other Kanye songs. And I took that into account. And I already felt that into account because there were some songs that I liked more now than I did when it first came out. Here's another thing. We were waiting for Drake and Kanye to drop for a while, right?
Yeah.
So Kanye kept pushing it back. So like there was this like anticipation thing that kind of dwindled. And I remember it live when we were doing it present. It kind of dwindled because we were waiting, and then it finally dropped. They're like, eh. But again, now even when I go back to some of the songs that I kind of skipped through, and when I went through to do this and play through them all, it was like, okay, yeah, I like these songs, but I was just so anticipating it at the beginning.
Yeah,
and
we were stoked for both of those albums. Yeah.
But again, I went back and the thing when we did the whole Kanye deep dive this year, which we actually was funny because we were doing the Kanye deep dive because we were waiting for that. It was that spirit thing, that I feel in his songs that I don't feel in a lot of these other songs and these other albums.
No, you're right in the sense of like there's a lot of artists you would never hear a positive thing come out of their mouths on a verse, and because of Kanye, it's all like Vinny's saying, it's all like God talk, or what do you keep saying, light versus dark, which I mean I do like that.
And again, here's the other thing too.
But like,
here's the thing. I don't think there was an album like jumping out that could have really got close to it anyway. That's what I feel like.
Disease too.
That was it. That was my number 2.
Yeah.
That was my number 2. And the only thing would be because.
But is there a skip on there? There's not a skip on there.
Here's the thing though. But what there isn't is how I go back and play 7 Kanye songs. I'm not like rushing to go play Nas. There might be 2 that I actually go back and play.
That's so surprising.
To this day, today.
Really?
I'll play Death Row East.
Yeah.
And I'll play Nobody by Lauryn Hill sometimes. But even on Nobody, I like that one because of Lauryn Hill. I don't really like Nas's verse that much on that song. So, but I play that one for Lauryn Hill.
I'm shocked.
I don't really like the beat on that one. So those are the 2 that I go back and play.
Yeah.
And then sometimes Sunday on Brunch will come on, but I'm not like rushing to go back and play it. But I do agree from start to finish, it's a whole body of work.
Yeah.
And that's why it's number 2. I think that's the closest. But and I understand what you're saying with the My Song and the Trade the Truth. They're talking about stuff that matters.
And the songs are good.
It's important, but there isn't. And again, I guess it's just to complete from 1 to 10, or from the start to finish. I don't feel like it's an album. I just feel it's like they just got on and wanted to spit about something important, which is important clearly. But it didn't seem like an album. It just seemed like 10 songs to me. And that's what I felt about the Russ one too. I almost was gonna put the Russ number 5.
Yeah,
but
me
what
too.
made me change it from Joel Ortiz, the same kind of. I guess I was going with the same thing from start to finish.
Full body of work.
Full body of work. Different sounds, different content. So
I think the Trade the Truth they did it a little bit better with making it. Know.
And again, what
you have
also,
to go like. Did you go back and play it all through though?
But how about this? Yeah, I went and played it all through.
Okay.
But here's the thing with Trade the Truth. I remember the last album, the album that I did really like of his back in. I don't have my phone right now.
I'll look it up. But keep talking.
What's the one in like 2019? Just Trade the Truth. Exhale, that's it, right? That's the one where in Trade the Truth, it's very, and even the song we've done a video of, he's very good at putting like these really good musicaltation on it and some of this singing. And maybe I didn't see that as much on there, so then it made it,
that's why I don't think you played through it, dog. Because
there's 2 songs.
World So Cold.
2 of them, right? World So Cold and the prayer one. I think the one you're saying.
No, that one's not a singing one. That's the one that starts hard. It's like somebody prayed for me. That's what I'm saying. That's how it starts off. Yeah. Then Who Raised These N-Words? That song's super hard. I'm With You, As You Are is another singing one. As You Are.
I guess maybe there's only 2. And to me, it wasn't as good as the singing ones that I've heard on previous churches. Again, it was in consideration. It was about top 10.
Yeah.
It was like 7, 8, But it couldn't. Like
there's just so much passion, and it's literally, and 2 OGs. You have to give credit to that, too. There's not a single miss on the album. I know
this too with albums. Compilation, that's more of a compilation album.
I know.
It's not going together.
I understand with Chomp 2. I understand with Chomp 2. This is more of a complete album than Chomp 2. It's not them just
saying
spitting.
More real shit.
No.
Russ and Chomp?
No. It's not like they're just doing freestyles off of beats. Like there is instrumental aspects to it, and there is the flow. It's just not like a Nas King's Disease 2 whole movie.
Maybe it's this. What makes that better than any of their other music? To me, that's just what their music is.
Because them together, first off, there's not a miss on the song. The contents of the song and the instrumental, the beats are phenomenal on the album.
Yeah.
You know? And just how it starts, the way it ends, like, it's a fucking hard... As a man, it's a hard album, you know? And maybe because I had a fiery year this year, so, like, I haven't had time to really... listen like Donda and stuff like you know, it's a little softer, and maybe like when I'm chilling out a little bit more, I'll like those types of, you know, because I like typically I'm in my R&B bag a little bit more, and this year it's just been rap for me, you know, and maybe that's part of the reason I don't like Donda, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's literally what I love in hip hop is that if you're scared, stay inside album. You know, the only reason why I didn't get number one spot is just because of how perfectly Nas wove everything together, and it is like a movie when you're listening to it. It's hip hop.
That's what I feel. Like
my thoughts of hip hop is that album.
It's a movie to me. That's what it is. It's a musical movie.
Yeah, it's just there's so many bad verses and songs on that I can't even consider it. You know, like that Lil Durk and Vori, the Jonah song, the Lil Yachty verse is awful. Playboy Cardi awful, Young Thug awful, like all these things. I don't like the Kid Cudi song. Like, I love that I like the Keep My Spirit Alive song, and then the Off the Grid. I've been playing that in the gym when it's one of my go-to in the gym songs. But the Lil Baby one, it's just none of them. Yeah.
But again, Jay-Z on Jail. Jay-Z.
I don't like that song.
I think Jay Electronica has the best verse of the year.
That's an amazing
on
song.
Any album.
Yeah.
And
that's a solid one. Yeah.
You know? So, but. And like you said, it could be just point of reference, you know. If you're more in a fiery mode, you know. I just think full body of work, you know, the same thing you think with the Nas. I just feel that with the Kanye, and you know, and I went back. I knew you were gonna do the My Song, and I honestly I went back there more to see if there was one song on there that stood out, and maybe that was what it was. I couldn't find like one song that I liked over the rest of them, and maybe that's
the intro. You don't like that intro?
I'm not saying I didn't. It wasn't. I didn't like it much more though. Then was it the 7th song or something? There's 2 songs I like a lot.
Which ones? Do you need to see it?
Yeah, here's my phone.
Yeah, I'll show you
this one.
Prayer for Me was my number 2 song of the year, right?
So You Know How We Comin' was the one that was the popular one at the beginning. Yeah, that was I like that as a hard one. That one was hard to me.
Prayer for Me, the intro is hard as fuck.
Prayer for Me.
Do you not remember that song?
Is Till It's Over?
Till It's Over. It's all great.
Is Till It's Over like a soft one that you're singing? That one. I think I like that one a lot, or it's a guy singing.
How about Who's Raising These Blank?
Yeah, I think maybe Jim Jones just didn't do it for me.
That song is so hard. I don't know. That one really confuses me.
Or no, was it World So Cold? I think World So Cold I like. I like World So Cold.
Yeah, I love that song.
But anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's a shock to me, honestly, that I didn't make it on your list. But
no, but shout out to My Song and Trade the Truth. I'm a big My Song and Trade the Truth. Again, and I think, like I said, because I was doing it in the same thing. I was looking for number 5, and I think when I went with Joel Ortiz, like I said, The Body of the Work, and to me, I just felt like the Russ, especially, obviously, was a compilation. Him adding rappers, and maybe I just kind of felt that a little bit too with My Song and Trade the Truth. It just felt like a compilation to me. Didn't feel like a body of work, but. Again, it was there. It was close, but...
Yeah, honestly, I think Chomp 2 will live with me longer than most of these. But it didn't have the whole 2021 to live, you know? Yeah. And that's how I was basing a lot of these. Because typically, I'll just, like, think about it. And most of the times, I won't even go back to these songs. But I went back, and I have, like, 3-4 songs from each of these projects that I go and play back consistently, you know?
So then why wouldn't you have put Legacy 80 Empire over J. Cole?
Because Just Devil Rolls Up. I like that whole J. Cole.
You like the Fred the Godson Fit In song?
Fit In
was incredible. There was but even the intro set the tone of the whole album.
Yeah.
Like that has to count for albums.
Because like when you put 30 songs on a project and only 4 or 5 hit for me, I can't put you in the top. Like it's 2 amazing songs, and it was my number 2.
Devil Rolls Up.
Yeah.
Song.
Yeah, it was my number 2 favorite song of the year, you know, but not overall projects, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of like whole bodies of work, you know. That J. Cole off-season album, there's not really many misses on there.
But they're not really that great either.
The 100 Mil and stuff. I listened to it before Jiu-Jitsu. Nothing was like That's why it's my number 5, you know. And honestly, because I love J. Cole as a kid, and I've been wishing for just one solid J. Cole album, and I mean, anything that your opinion on is a little biased. And I've been praying for a good J. Cole album, and this is the closest thing I've gotten to it. So that might make it too, and that might be why I go back and play more songs, you know. Yeah. But yeah. I'm sure that's what I'm saying though. Like in a month or two, I'm sure those won't live with me as much as anything off of Chomp 2. Yeah. You know.
And I guess maybe I take that into account too. So even if it is the 4 songs of 80 Empire, I could play that next year, and I won't play a single J. Cole song, and that has to matter.
I probably will though.
Maybe. Yeah. So I'm saying, but I just think that should matter. Mm-hmm. The impact of songs on the album. Again, I still, and you said a lot of, there wasn't a lot of great albums this year overall. I didn't, and again, the guy Drake, who was supposed to come out with one, I mean, it was funny. It almost, once I really went down to it, I almost started considering Drake at number 5. It was crazy. Yeah, when I really went back and listened to it, I'm like, that's maybe. Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because honestly, there was like 6 songs. I was like, not too bad. But again, it's the same thing. It's 6 out of 20. But there was nothing batting 18 out of 20. There was nothing. And the ones that did bat like a high percentage, there's only like 11 songs. Which would have been like the Joel Ortiz one, or even the Dave one. I considered that too. But Dave, at least, again,
you put that on there.
What?
You put that on there.
No, but Dave, I was saying, this is before I got my list. Dave, I put number 4. But when I played from it from start to finish, even some of the songs I didn't care for, it's still like the musicaltation or something sounded good to me.
Yeah.
And that makes up for me. And that's the same thing I felt with the Donda thing. Even the ones I don't like, the musicaltation or even the content of what the rappers were trying to do was still in the direction that I was appreciating. So
yeah, Dave, I think, did the best in making it like a movie. What's a better term we could use for this? It's just like a complete project. I think Dave did
the same thing.
Yeah, I think Dave did the best with that. It's just the verses aren't as hard sometimes. Yeah. He's not on the same level as Trade the Truth, My Song to me, Yeah. So even though he did a great job with the instrumentation and painting a picture and taking us step by step and making a story, the rap wasn't as solid. So that's why it was my 3
but
spot.
Still made number 3 of top 5.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a solid album. Yeah. But I'm saying Trade the Truth and My Song are fucking solid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nas is the best ever. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that might be a shock for most people that one made it on both of our lists.
Nas?
No, Dave.
Dave. Yeah. Nas. Well, people don't know about that. I mean, who even knows who Dave is? These people don't even know music.
People know Dave.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
None of our friends do.
Oh well. Yeah. And what friends do? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But and I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I didn't know about Dave that much until this year. Honestly, maybe a couple songs with like Stormzy and stuff. But I mean, that's how we kind of got this. That first song was the Stormzy and Dave song.
Clash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which we tried to do the video and we didn't get it up. Remember? Mm-hmm. It was blocked.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite songs on that album? Can you think of it or no?
I don't have my phone. I need my phone.
And The Fire.
Do you like The Fire was the one that I liked. Mm-hmm. I really like the last song. What's the last song called?
Survivor's Guilt.
Survivor's Guilt. I like that song. There's like 2 right before that. I like before Survivor's Guilt.
Heart Attack. 20 to 1. Yeah, I like 20 to 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But and again, and I think it mattered. Even the songs that I didn't really care for, I still I appreciated them.
Yeah.
As I get older, I'm able to still listen to it and like have a whether it's my vibe or not, I have a feel of it if I still kind of like it, even because there's stuff I just don't like, and I'll keep going back to J. Cole. There's songs on J. Cole that I just don't like. They're getting skipped quickly.
I'm curious which one.
And and it's not that. Honestly, it's not that. There's not top 3 that could stand up to my. And this is, I guess, a part of it too. If there's not if it's not like, again, let's go back to the 20 songs type shit, right? Which a lot of these bigger artists do now, which makes sense. They have Spotify streams. I don't think we can take that away from them. But let's say we minimum it down. Let's say the 4 best songs, right? And we go 4 verse 4 verse 4 verse 4. J. Cole's 4, there's nothing that can compete with, from Dave's to Joel Ortiz's to me for 80 Empire Legacy to King's Disease 2. Like their top 4 on those, not one of J. Cole's top 4s on that competes with those top 4s. And I don't even think it's close.
I don't know.
So, but that's how I was kind of looking at with some of them.
Yeah. It's just hard for. I mean, like when you go for 5 for 30, it's hard. Yeah. That's such a low percentage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, of course, when you're one of the best Kanye West in the world, no matter what, you'll hit 5 for 30. Again, that's a lot.
But again, that those 5 though could be platinum. So in those 5 platinum, it's better than the 6. You know, so that matters too. You know, if it's 1 out of 100, those 5, and it was more than 5, like I said. But for what you're saying, if it's 1 out of 100, those are batting like 98, 97, and these other ones are batting like their best ones are like 71. You know, so when it's like a lot of 595s, that has to matter. You know, those 595s are high to me. Those 795s are high to me. So,
okay, cool.
All right, well, that's our year in review. Where are we at time wise? And then.
We are at 55.
55. Okay. Do you want to end on anything? This is gonna be our last podcast of the year.
Merry Christmas.
It's about to be.
Wait, how did we not start with that?
Well, it's about to be Merry Christmas. By the time this gets there, this will be up soon. Are you getting stuff out today?
I have to.
Yeah. And we're doing like 5 video reactions today too.
Right.
Alex going out of town tomorrow. He's going to Colorado to see our dad for Christmas, so he'll be gone from the 21 to the 28th. And then this is actually our last pod of the year. Yeah. Before the pod last pod. We didn't get to 1,000 subs yet. We were anticipating it. We were like 9 something, but now we're at 1.17K, 1182. So we have 1,182 subscribers. We haven't even done it a year yet. But we made a great push at the end of the year. We're going to do like 4 or 5 videos today. So we'll see where this puts us on top of it. Maybe get to 2,000 subs by the end of the year. We'll see. Be crazy. We might if we bust out these 5 videos. But again, shout out to all the people, the Indian fans that showed us love. All the Filipino people that showed us love. All the people that were watching the podcast when we had 18 views. I mean, the last pod has like 600 something views. So last 2 pods got a lot of views. Obviously, getting bigger from our video reactions. But we appreciate the support, appreciate the love. We're about to bust out another Krishna video I got, another Easy Meal video I got, some stuff just for the streets, Benny the Butcher. But yeah, KandiShow and everything. You got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Thank you all for supporting us. And Hendrix, come say what's up.
Hendrix got his new gold chain for his birthday. He dropped 16 points yesterday too in his game. He averaged it was a 5-game season. He didn't get under double figures once. He went 10, 12, 10, 12, 16. So shout out to him averaging like 13 points, 14 points a game at 6. So watch out. People are in trouble. So he's going up to the 7 and 9-year-olds here soon. I'm excited to see that. But they say if you get buckets anywhere, you'll get them everywhere. So all right. So tell them Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
All right, KandiShow and everything. We appreciate the love. We're going to do some more video reactions. Maybe we'll be at 2,000 subs by the end of the year. But if not, we'll be there soon enough. Appreciate it.
Boom. Thank you.